Hey YouTube, what is going on? My name is Andrew, aka the Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Studios, and I'm back with another episode of Doomsday Last Survivors for you guys today. This video is going to be kind of an interesting one, maybe a little bit different than I'm used to doing. This one's going to be a video on riders, and I'm just kind of tell you where I'm at, and this is going to help the other people that may be close to where I'm at or maybe deciding like early game what should I do with my account? How should I go? What should I build type thing? And I'm going to make a strong case today for why riders I think are the best low spend slash free to play troop type in the game. Okay. So we're in Archipelago raid right now, and I have T5 troops. As you can see here, my might's extremely low we are on a G17 map. So you can see here that we're on a G17 map, and the lower the number, the higher the competition. So this is the Elite War Zone. This is pretty high up there on the tier list of like map types that you can play on for Archipelago Raid. Okay, G17 is intense, and the battlefield will include a lot of T6. So basically why I'm making a case to say, especially for more earlier game players, like especially T5 players, I think Rider is the best class to have in this type of at this level of your account progression, like T5s, I think Riders are definitely the best. Okay, now a lot of people are going to disagree with me when I say that. A lot of people are going to say no, infantry are the best, and then there's going to be those select few say, oh, infantry is the best. The reason why I say that riders are the best is because they are the most mobile troop type in the game. Not only do they offer you an early game advantage over all of your other opponents, where you're going to be able to go onto the field by yourself and get yourself points for events like Archipelago Raid, Island Raid, Genesis War. You can do events like Bounty Grand or Bounty Ground, whatever you want to call it. And you can also do every event in the game. Every event in the game, just because of your travel speed alone, is going to let you to do all these events and excel while doing these events. Now, I'm going to give you guys a prime example today of how you can make easy points in Archipelago Raid, as the video title states, with only going out on the battlefield solo with no troop buff, so you're not having a squad march size buff. That's not required. And a attack buff is not required either. The only thing that you're going to want really for this to work is obviously you need the rider troop type. If you don't have the rider troop type for this, unless you're like an end game T6 account with a lot of money and you put a lot of money into your account and you have very fast infantry, you're not going to get that as a T5 infantry. You're not going to get that especially as a T5 range, okay? The only troop type that you're going to be able to have this type of mobility with to be able to do what I'm showing you in this video today with effectively is riders. There's no other way around it. Okay? I've seen other people go out there with infantry and with range, and they need a squad. They need support in order to be able to do this. They cannot do what I'm about to do today on their own. They'll just die instantly. So in Archipelago Raid and Island Raid and Genesis War, you can get yourself something called, first and foremost, we're going to talk about what you need from the battlefield, okay? You're going to want to go out and pick up the highest travel speed available on the battlefield. So whatever the case may be, okay? And I'm going to show you where to look for that. So basically, we're just going to call this the 7, okay? This is the 7. It's the Westwood Treasure City. And because it has the number 7. So you'll find buffs here at the 7. You can find gold buffs here at the 7. These are the best buffs. These offer the highest buffs. Sometimes it might be hard to click on it. Oftentimes what I'll do is just go out like this and do that. There might be a space to click. Sometimes no. Okay, I guess that only works for towers. So yeah, it's really hard to try and kill, not, I was going to say to try and kill these guys. Um, Rule number one, by the way, never kill these guys. If you see these guys standing here, it's very disrespectful towards your opponents. You cause a lot of controversy just by literally killing one troop. So don't do it. Not, it's not cool, dude. Just don't do it. So here we see a plus 6% squad attack. That's the highest squad attack. But we're looking for travel speed. We're not looking for squad attack. You can get squad attack, but it's not good. It's not good for this type of a thing. So let's go to the middle of the map. As you can see here on the top right hand corner of the screen, I've zoomed out all the way to the end, and you can see in the very middle of the map, this big building here. I'm going to zoom in on it. It's called the 8. Why is it called the 8? It's actually called the Lush Sanctum, but why is it called the 8? It's because it has the number 8 on it. So there you go. That's why it's called the 8. So I see a lot of these here. These shovel and pickaxe are always like resource gathering, resource da-da-da-da. And then we got the purple buffs here as the lower tier buffs. And then here, the gears, you're going to find travel speed, building speed upgrade. This is the highest building speed upgrade one you can get. And then right here, you see they're all different. They're never going to be the same. And you're not always going to find the 8% one. So there's a 5% one that you can get, and you can get a 3% one as well. Just get the, like I said, just get the highest one available on the battlefield in order to do this. So this one here will do. We'll go and pick this up. I have a march that I have set right here, number 3. Oh, that's the wrong one. This 3. Yeah, so it's just really fast dudes that I'm never going to use for anything else. And I have one car because this guy has travel speed with cars. Oh, you can't see it there because of my head, but Jeremy has travel speed with vehicles, and Sokolov has travel speed with vehicles. So this is going to get me to the middle of the map from where I am in under a minute and a half. Now I could do it that way, but that would take a little too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this guy out here. I'm giving you guys, the new players, I'm giving you guys so many good tips in this video. So definitely listen up, you new players out there. This video is going to help you guys a lot. So click this thing here, right up in the top right hand corner of the screen after you send your march out. So I'm right beside my shelter. Now I'm going to click this. I'm going to click the march, and I'm going to go where I want them to go by clicking, one of these areas at the top of the screen here. The middle one is the Jade Air Base helipad it's right near the 8. So it's going to drop me off in the middle of the map. So I've clicked on my squad. I clicked that. I could drop off anywhere over where I want to, but for now I'm just going to drop right here. And it's going to take me 15 seconds plus another 20 seconds to march there. So I just saved myself over a minute. And depending on where you are in the map, you can always heliport or teleport from the helipad wherever you are on the map, just as long as you're near your shelter. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go all the way over here. And we're going to re-grab this buff because my buff's about to run out in 9 minutes and 26 seconds. And if anyone does kill your one troop on your way to march there, unless there's some crazy insane battle going on at the time, where you can't afford to let your opponents get any sort of advantage whatsoever. Yeah, if they kill your troop, just let your R5 or your R4 know, because that is a definite no-no in this game. You can't be doing that. So it's just kind of an unwritten rule, so to speak. So we're going to go back now. I think we're close enough now. Yes, we are. So we'll just park it here. We've got the buff, and the buff lasts 2 hours. So you got to keep aware that it only lasts for 2 hours. We'll click this, and we'll go click shelter. You have to click shelter, and we'll fly back there. Or you could leave it there if you want, but honestly, I just find it just gets in the way. I just don't, especially when we're doing this method, we're going to be using a lot of tomfoolery on the battlefield, because the one weakness that riders have over every other troop type is they tend to be a little bit easier to kill, especially since the main troop type in this game, the meta, is infantry troops, and they will always come at you with infantry troops, even if you're running about on the battlefield. Now, there's a way to avoid the infantry troops, and I'm going to show you that in today's video. You can basically pick who you want to fight on the battlefield at any given time. But the beauty of riders is you get to choose who you fight on the battlefield, and there's never going to be a bad fight. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's so many people with big egos in this game that want to just kill you. So when you have riders out there running around like crazy, you're going to be baiting a lot of people at first. So the strategy is to basically, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a clip, okay? I'm going to show you a clip. But before I show you this clip, I'm going to tell you what else we have going on here in terms of gear and stuff like that before I show you what's going on the battlefield. So I'm going to bring out my main march, which only has 200,000 troops right now, because there's some people in the hospital and I just don't feel like healing them right now. So I got 200,000 troops. I got a Cynthia Calamity. It's very good to have Cynthia Calamity for this. Cynthia Calamity, honestly, for your free to play low spend players, is a can't miss awesome rider hero. I would recommend maxing this hero, honestly, like as soon as you possibly can. I made the mistake of not maxing Cynthia Calamity, and I choose to do Bella instead. And I regret that decision to this very day, to do Bella before doing Cynthia Calamity. So the reason I'm going to say to do Cynthia Calamity is we're going to go into her kit, okay? I'm going to show you Cynthia Calamity. You can get her right at the beginning of the game, pretty much. You can get her from the police station search maps, which is another big bonus. You don't have to spend as much money on her hero fragments, or actually you don't even have to spend money on her hero fragments if you don't want to. So these are her abilities. Well, it's not going to let me presume that she's maxed, but let's presume that she's maxed, okay? Let's presume that she's maxed. You're going to see that I don't even have her maxed. So you're going to see that this is even crazier. The fact that she doesn't even need to be maxed in order for this to work. You literally only need like 40 or 50 hero fragments in order for this to work. So that's another major benefit to running Cynthia Calamity in this pairing, okay? So basically you're going to run Cynthia Calamity's first. You're going to max Cynthia Calamity's first two skills. This is an absolute must if you want this to be really effective. So her first skill here is Dual Fire. It's her rage skill. So basically when that bar fills up to max, that little bar when you're fighting, it'll fill up. And then she'll hit for 7,800. She'll also reduce the target's squad's attack by 30% and their travel speed by 30% for 2 seconds. This is a major thing because we're going to be doing hit and runs here. This is the hit and run strategy. So we're going to be basically the strategy. You probably know this, and if you don't know this, you're going to be like, wow, this is such an amazing strategy. How did I not think of this earlier? It goes a lot further than just hitting and running. You're actually going to be doing something even more big-brained than just hitting someone, letting the skill go off, and then taking off. But I'm not going to show you that until we talk about Cynthia Calamity's skills. So you have to max this out in order to get that maximum travel speed reduction, as well as the maximum attack reduction, as well as the most damage. And then you have skill number 2 here. So skill number 2 definitely needs to be maxed because it gives you that 12% travel speed, which is really, really good. And rider squad attack 25%, just a straight up 25% rider squad attack, which is really good. Now, here's another cool ability if you want to go ahead and max Cynthia Calamity, which I will definitely be doing as soon as possible, is her third skill here is High Caliber, okay? Squad's basic attacks have 20% chance to heal lightly wounded units in your squad. If she is fully maxed on this skill, it'll heal your troops 1,200. So that'll add more troops to your march as you're going on. And that's just from basic attacks alone. So that's really good. And you can do that even just hitting zombies. So while you're out there on the battlefield, PvPing against players, if you need a quick heal, you can actually just start hitting a few zombies here and there and start getting some heals along the way as well. Now, when this is maxed, she gets a 15% increase in healing effect. One thing I didn't mention is she needs to be at level 60 in order for this to work. If she's at level 50 or level 40, this probably isn't going to work quite as well. Needs to be 6 stars. So take that into consideration. Her 4th skill here is Embers of Rage. It's a passive skill. Increases Rider Squad HP by 5% and increases damage dealt to zombies by 9%. When fully maxed, HP 15% and damage to zombies 30%. So extra HP, extra damage to zombies, it is what it is. Like I said, it doesn't need to be maxed. It's not the end of the world if it's not maxed. But if it is, it just makes it this much better because now we're going to be able to awaken Cynthia Calamity and gain 50 rage after using a skill. So we're instantly going to be already 50 rage into our next skill. But since we're doing the hit and run method, we don't really necessarily need Cynthia Calamity to be fully maxed or awakened for this strategy to work. Exactly as I have her built now, it is working, and it is working very well. So here's, you see the gear. The gear we have here on the shoes, these are racing shoes. These are a legendary version of racing shoes, and only 4-star. But the main thing you see her on these shoes for Cynthia Calamity, it could be any shoes. Honestly, bro, it doesn't matter what shoes you have on Cynthia Calamity. Just make sure that they have attack stats and travel speed. That's all you need. You don't have to ruin your main gear. It could be purple gear if you want. Just make sure that you get as much travel speed on this bastard as you possibly can. I would say a baseline minimum for what you need is exactly what I have here today. I'm going to show you the total stats here, which you can see by clicking these 3 dots here. Travel speed, I have an extra 37.2% travel speed, but with all the talents, with the skills, and the extra buffs that we got from the battlefield, we're going to be running at a whopping, you're going to see here, with Bella, I might add, we're going to be running at an extra 120% travel speed. This is an insanely high travel speed for such a low level account. I have not seen a T6 account that's able to catch this speed. I'm just saying there's a lot of good riders out there. But the problem is when you're chasing this speed, you're not going to be able to catch it. You might be able to catch it for a little bit, but she'll then soon get away. So, okay, so 120% travel speed after all is said and done is what we're looking to achieve here. But you could probably get away with something around 110, 115. Just kind of adjust it as you need to, right? Like, go out, try it. If it doesn't work, you're probably running too slow. You probably need to increase that travel speed. Now, the way gear works is the only gear that actually works in your pairing for when you go out onto the battlefield is your initial hero's gear. So we're going to put Cynthia in the lead. So Cynthia's gear is the only gear that matters here. And the reason we're putting Cynthia in the lead is because we get a much faster travel speed with Cynthia in the lead because the hero talents are not going to be working for our assistant hero because they don't work for the assistant hero. So if we were to make Cynthia the assistant, we would lose like 50% travel speed just the way I have the talent set up. So if we go into the talents here, and I'll show you exactly how to set up Catherine Calamity. This could be anyone's Catherine Calamity for fighting in the field, and this is exactly how I'm going to have it set up. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way over here. I'm going to take this entire side all the way over here. I'm even going to reduce the squad skill damage taken by 10%. Squads have a 30% chance to be immune to the slow effect inflicted by the enemy. Travel speed increases by 15% for 10 seconds after leaving battle. You want everything here because it's all going to be giving you travel speed. Okay, so everything. The only thing that I wouldn't recommend, and this is because this reduces your travel speed, when not in battle, squad travel speed increases by 2%. But when you're in battle, it decreases by 2%. So that's actually going to be 12% when it's maxed, and you do not want your travel speed to be reduced by 12% when you're in battle, because if you do reduce your travel speed when you're trying to get away, you're still technically going to be in battle, and that's going to affect your ability to get away from people effectively. So I wouldn't recommend having that on. Honestly, it's not necessary. Instead, go like this. Take all those extra points that you were going to put here and put them up here instead. So increases travel speed by 30% when your remaining squad size is less than 50%. Why don't we gonna go over here, because none of this stuff it's all just niche stuff. It's all too expensive and or very specific to ranged. This is decent, but I would rather have a guaranteed 30% travel speed when a squad size is less than 50% than a chance to increase travel speed by 2 seconds when using basic attacks. So that's why I decided to go up here. And then over here, this is going to give you travel speed here. And this here is going to give you an additional 9% travel speed. So if you go up this talent tree here, you're going to get 18% damage to zombies, which is really good for areas where you're needing to kill zombies, as well as squad attack and an extra 15% travel speed. So there's no other travel speed to collect. We've collected all the possible travel speed that we can, and that's why you need to have your Cynthia Calamity to level 60 and 6-starred in order to get all the benefits of the Cynthia Calamity's talents, okay? Now, let's say I was to put this exact same gear on Bella, okay? So as you see here, I've got travel speed on the high performance motor. The only thing that matters is attack and travel speed. Lethality, basic attack, anything like that, everything else is irrelevant. Defense is irrelevant for this setup. HP is basically irrelevant for this setup. The only thing that matters is travel speed, number 1, number 2, attack, or lethality. Both are good. So travel speed here on the pants, as you see, I'm only using purple pants. Yes, I could put these gold pants on, which add 132k might to my march. But as you see here, there's absolutely no travel speed on any of this gear. And it's going to slow me down by almost 5%. So that's not happening. So I'm putting these pants on. And that way too, I can keep building my main pants the way I want to build them, which is for a rally. You don't really want travel speed statistics on rally stuff, so that's why I'm not taking any travel speed unless I get the max red hone travel speed on here. By chance, I will not take travel speed over any of the stats that I already have on here right now. So just keep that in mind. But on these types of gears, just your secondary gear, like I like to call it this is my personal secondary gear, my field fighting gear. That might be your main gear. So if you want it to be your main gear, then put it on your main gear. Put some travel speed on your main gear. If you don't plan to be a rally or a garrison in your alliance ever, or in any alliance ever, if that's not what you want to do, if that's not the direction that you want to take your account, then don't worry about it, right? Just put travel speed on your gear, on your main gear, because it's going to benefit you greatly fighting in the field as riders. You want as much travel speed as humanly possible on your riders. There's no amount of travel speed that I would feel is too much, honestly, when fighting with riders. Travel speed is king when fighting with riders. So this high performance motor here is really easy to get. You can get this from the VIP store once you hit VIP 11. You can buy fragments for this just by trading your steel. And weekly, I think it took me 6 weeks or 7 weeks or something like that. And I had a fully maxed high performance motor. Imagine that. Yeah, it didn't take me that long at all. And now I already have another one at 3 stars. So I can start building that one any way I want. So there's another. Once I get all travel speed on here, that's possibly an additional 10% travel speed just from that one piece of gear. That's pretty sweet. So I think you get the point, right? Got 5% travel speed on this. This is my main helmet. So I'll definitely be using that. And my first 5-star piece of gear right here, we got the squad travel speed 5%. And I think we got a nice travel speed on this aluminum case as well. Unfortunately, we're just rolling all this defensive stats for Red Hones. But at least it's rider stuff, right? So we can appreciate that. But everything should be riders. There should be nothing garrison. As very little garrison and or rally stuff on your field fighting gear as humanly possible. Unless, of course, you have a very specific reason as to why you should have rally or garrison stuff on your main gear, then there's absolutely no reason to have rally or garrison stuff on your main gear. So moving on from that, what's an alternative to Cynthia Calamity that you could use in the early game as your lead hero? Well, you could use Dong Park Wook. I think I've made millions of videos on Dong Park Wook. It's basically Cynthia Calamity, but in the purple version, and very, very easy to level up, very easy to max, and definitely once awakened, actually is really good. Could replace Cynthia until you get those first 2 Cynthia skills maxed and Cynthia to 6 stars and fully awakened. You can work on Dong Park Wook. Again, another reason why I highly advise riders to be the best starting troop type for basically any account that's not a very high spender, because you're going to be in the action. You're going to be able to participate much earlier than these other accounts doing solo content, solo PvP content without needing all of your allies online and doing battling all the time in order to, or just doing that stupid one-on-one PvP shit. Oh my god, I hate that so much. I hate that so much, dude. You know that when everybody goes into the region chat and goes T5 PvP or T4 PvP, oh, it just bugs the hell out of me. The only time I'll do that is when I'm desperate for points and I need like points very quickly and the event's about to end. Other than that, dude, I'm not doing that shit. That shit's for losers, dude. I can't lie to you. That shit ain't cool. So back to what I was saying before. I'm gonna show you guys now. Now I've showed you the talents. I'm gonna show you the assistant hero, okay? So the assistant hero should be a rider hero, obviously. It can be Bella, it can be Felix. Felix is a great option for this one. Whoever you want to max, it can be Elena. Elena is another fabulous option for this type of a thing. But probably not the best one, honestly, because a lot of Elena's good characteristics revolve around her being flanked or flanking the target, or basic attack stuff. So you're not really going to be doing a whole lot of that with this strategy. But Elena is still a great choice if you have nobody else. By all means, use Elena. Catherine Calamity could work, although she's very expensive to awaken. But it's all, you have to pay for it all. There's literally nothing free you get. You have to pay for literally every fragment to awaken this hero, to my understanding. So there's no way to exchange fragments. It's all got to be Catherine fragments. So again, not saying she's the worst option, but she's only a good option if you're willing to pay like $300 to get this stupid champion awakened. So what are our other options here? Well, our other options are kind of limited for as far as we need somebody with travel speed on them. So Daryl is like chef's kiss good for this type of a thing, because he has good skill damage as well as a travel speed increase on his 3rd skill and squad attack. So that's a really good option. Does Chasey have travel speed? I don't think she does. Yeah, Chasey's not the best option for this pairing, so I wouldn't honestly recommend Chasey for this pairing. But she's good for a lot of other stuff. And then obviously the one that I decided to use for this pairing is Bella. Bella's actually, I think Bella's sweet because There's a lot of heroes that are coming with shield effects now. So shield effects are going to get smashed by Bella. Does 20% more damage to targets with shield effect. And that's just a straight damage increase. As well as a rider attack by 30% on her third skill. Your damage hero needs to be fully awakened for this to work really good, okay? Because obviously you want to deal as much damage as humanly possible in order for this to work. So her first skill here is Fatal Claw, deals 13,000 damage, and increases the target's damage taken by 20% for 3 seconds. So that's decent. And then we've got, when leading only rider squads, damage increases by 15%. So straight 15% damage increase. Increases damage dealt to target squad by 12% when its remaining squad size is less than 30%. So there's a lot of extra damage there from that ability. And then her second ability is her bread and butter, Wild Rampage. When not in battle, rider's squad travel speed increases by 30%. Gains 150 rage when entering battle, which is really, really good. The travel speed will be reduced by 10% for 3 seconds when taking skill damage. So, in order to mitigate the extra travel speed reduction, we're not going to let them hit us with a skill. I know that sounds cheap and it's cheesy, but for this strategy, you can actually do that. We're going to hit them with a skill, and then we're not going to let them hit us with a skill. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now, okay? So the reason why you don't want to have Bella as your lead is because there's no field battle talent tree here. It's all skills, and up here it's all riders. So yes, you're getting a little bit of travel speed like right here, and that's it. That here is the only travel speed available for skill for the skill talent tree. So not a good option for this. So now that I've showed you the gear, I've showed you the pairing. Now I'm going to show you the hero equipment. Okay, this is the hero equipment that I use. You want this backpack to be maxed as high as you possibly can because of the refinement. Squad travel speed. You want to refine this to max before doing anything else. Squad travel speed, get that to max, and it will also reduce your death rate, which is really good for stuff like tower battles, garrisons, rallies, on towers, on shelters. It's going to reduce your death rate a lot, which adds up over time. And then obviously your travel speed when it hits max is going to be insanely higher than other people that don't have their backpack maxed. Then you want to start leveling up your... Once you get to red backpack, then you can level up your boots to max, which gives you the maximum rider squad attack. And then your pants, which gives you rider squad defense. And then obviously you'll want to refine those. Put parts on them as well. Your backpack, do that. The first one here that you really want to get white parts on is, I think, squad damage. If you're a rider main, because... yeah, your compass is going to give you squad damage, which is insanely good on riders. And then probably move over to squad damage reduction or skill damage dealt. Skill damage dealt would actually probably be better to do before the canteen. So do the rope and then do the canteen and then move over to your boots and your pants, okay? You might even want to consider doing a little bit on your... vest if possible at some point, because it's going to give you squad capacity. So after you're done your boots, your pants, and your backpack, I would go over to your vest and start working on your squad capacity. So that's how I have my hero gear for riders building out. I know my hero gear is not the best. I don't claim to have the best hero gear, but I'm working on it, and it takes a long time to level up. Now I'm going to show you guys a clip. All right, so before I show you the clip, I'm going to show you where we are, okay? So we're right here. Our Legion is right here. We've got full control of this area right here, and I am as close as I possibly can be to the enemies over here. The enemies over here are going to be going up to the 8 a lot. They're going to be going for zombies. They're going to be just out and about, just hanging out. doing their thing. There's also 4 helipads here. So a lot of people are going to be playing in this area on day 2 and day 3. We're on day 3 right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim to get over to this area right over here. Not go in the checkpoint and fight, but I'm going to... What the goal here is to bait some people, especially the best time to do this is if you just see people hanging out here, lingering here, you know people are definitely online looking for a fight. So if you don't see people here, this may not work for you. It may work. You may just have to go up to the checkpoint and start goading people a little bit. I like to call it goading people or baiting people. But basically, yeah, that's the strategy. Let's just watch the video. So I'm doing that here. Let's play the clip. All right, so I'm over here. I'm pretty close to their checkpoint right now. I'm hitting a zombie. And as you can see, look at these 4 dots here. I'm hitting this. This guy's got like stronger T5 riders than I do in this node here. So I'm hitting the zombie. And then I'm going over here and using the skill on him. And then I'm going back to the zombie to increase my rage to the last quarter bar there. And then he takes the rage skill. And I'm not wasting any energy on the zombie at this point. I'm just going back to the zombie. And I'm hitting the zombie until my rage bar fills up to 95%. And then I hit him again. And he takes all the skill damage. So you can do this against any troops. T6 troops will hurt more by doing this. Like, you'll be able to actually hurt. I have T5 troops. So this is a great way for you to fight some T6 troops and not actually get like instantly demolished by using this method here. Especially when they start chasing me. And in this clip is actually kind of funny. I actually get lucky. I end up the entire enemy, I think it's gold. The entire gold or azure, the blue. The entire blue comes out to go kill armored scavengers at the same time that I'm doing this. So as I'm doing this little skill thing here, and this guy doesn't really catch on right away. Now he's caught on. He sees that I'm using the zombies to my advantage here. I'm going to pop some stamina as soon as I can because I've run out of stamina. So this is a great way to trade your stamina for actual Archipelago raid points too, by the way. So I just quickly pop some stamina. I should have done that before going out onto the battlefield, so I'm not potentially stalling myself out. So see the rage bars filling up. I hit him. He does more basic attack damage than me, but it doesn't matter because I'm hitting him with my skill, and then he doesn't get a chance to hit me with his skill. So, yeah, and I don't even have a full march either, so that's why you see my health bar going down. He has like 300k, and I only started with 200k. So look at his health bar already. He's already down to like 220k troops just from this one interaction, and I still have 130k troops. So he's lost 100k troops. And I still have 126k troops. So I've only lost 75k troops roughly, and he's lost almost 100k troops. So I have pretty good trades here against a gentleman that has better hero gear than I do. Better armaments than I do. Probably a better vehicle than I do. I didn't mention vehicle either, but you definitely want to level up your rider attack vehicle. Rider attack, and then maybe do some defense as well, but it's I don't know. I see some people evenly raising them up. But I wouldn't be opposed to just hyper focusing on rider attack in the vehicle. You could do it however you want. I'm building a Rubina who has an increased defense when you awaken her, so I don't think building defense into my gear is really all that bad at all, actually. But if you're not benefiting at all from defense, then put it all into attack. I mean, The nice thing about this too is you see we're faster than everybody on the battlefield. I know we're looking pretty slow, but they're looking even slower, right? So now they're all coming out to go kill armored scavengers. And I noticed this, so I'm going to try to find the weakest person in this bunch. You're like a lion hunting in the savannah, right? Try to find the weakest person in the bunch. This guy's T6 here. Definitely don't want to be fighting this guy too much. I just wanted to see what he did, and clearly he's hurting me very badly, so it's time to get away from him. He just killed like 20k troops in 1 second. So let's see now what happens when I build up my stamina bar to max against this T6 rider guy. Okay. I think I missed one skill on him, but it's a lot less. You see there, if I was to deal both skills there, I would deal him about 4,000 and I would take about 6,000. So with that being an exchange between a T5 and a T6, I think is not too bad, honestly. So it's a way to, accumulate some points against T6 without getting extremely clapped, right? Like, if I was to just stand there and take this guy's skill, one skill would put me to half health, and then the next skill would kill me. So, there, he just took another one there, and I'm going to take off again. So, I've already done 2 or 3 interactions with his T6 troops. And instead of losing 200k troops, I've only lost 50k, which is not too bad. But that's not really what you want to be doing. You're going to see here that we are going for the best value possible. The best possible value that you're going to get using this strategy is going to be fighting. We're going to do hit again. Boom. 1, 2. We just dealt 2k damage there, and we took about 4 or 5k, so not...
Where y'all going?
Not horrible, but not great either. At this point, I'm looking for slow people, because you know that the slower they are, the harder they're going to fall. So the reason I say that is because if you're just seeing a troop like really lagging behind the bunch, the likelihood of them being bad T5s or bad T4s goes up significantly. And they tend to only come out when the strong players come out. So we're going to start testing some of these slower people here and seeing if people are paying attention, which they are. So that's fine. So we'll just run away.
Oh, this guy's definitely weak right here.
Pretty sure we can get some decent trades off this guy. I'm not wrong. We're getting okay. For having 5k troops left in our march, we're getting really good. We were getting really good basic attack trades with them, but the skill trade is not going to be good. We shouldn't be waiting for them to use their skill. I think I just give up here, honestly. No. I just give up here. This is just the beginning. I'm just getting warmed up, okay? I know that didn't look great. Let's go ahead here and take a look at the point total that we have now.
No.
So let's mark that down, okay? 63,848,000. Have it marked there. So you guys don't have to remember it. Now, let's see how much of that how much of my troops actually died. And that's gonna be the telling tale here. Okay, Chief is blocking my view. So let's go back here a moment. 55k troops died. Now, if I had just stood there and fought and fought and fought, I probably would have had more like 100k deaths. So not only does that, well, wounded, I should say, but we're going to call them dead, okay? So when I say deaths, I mean wounded. So we probably would have had double the deaths, which doubles our hospital and doubles our resources. So by doing all those little interactions there, we're actually increasing decreasing our resources wasted and our hospital capacity as well, which is really good. So I'm going to quickly heal these guys up. I have healing bots. Heal them up instantly. That took me about 2 minutes or less to do. And then we're right back out onto the battlefield again. And now that I see that everybody's going for the middle of the map, I know exactly what they're doing. They're going for the armored scavengers. As you can see here, it says appearing soon in the top left-hand corner of the screen. So now we're going to be looking for the weakest opponents, or opponents that our allies come and attack. So, but we can get the party started by pissing everybody off here. And what's really going to piss these guys off is attacking their weaker troops. So as soon as I'm circling those guys right there, I can see that they're using a Jaden as one of their, so is the march right ahead of them. So you could just tell just by looking at their heroes that they're not going to have the strongest accounts on that battlefield, and those are going to be the weaker targets that we're going to want to focus on. So I think there's one that has even weaker troops, but I don't think we've seen that person yet. I think they come out later, but we're about to get into a nice hustle and tussle here against the entire enemy legion. So that's 6 alliances with probably 50 or 70 marches out there. And it's just our one rider march. And you're going to see here what we do to all these people. We're just looking to accumulate points. You know, it's not about being the strongest. There, I've just identified cars there. So that's not what you want to be taking out into the middle of the battlefield on Archipelago Raid. So that's the first thing I'm going to attack, I think. Or no, I'm going to go up here for some reason. I'm going to attack this very slow Julietta march, I believe. Or am I going to attack Mimi? Yeah, I'm going to attack Mimi first here because there's really nobody around this person. So I'm going to give them a little test here. And I noticed that there's a Nora and a Julia right ahead of them. So I'm going to attack them actually instead. And I'm not worried if they turn around. It's fine. Like whatever. It's not a big deal. Then I can just run away. And I only have 220k troops to work with here because a lot of my troops got killed on the first day. So I'm just waiting to get some of those troops back. But normally my march size, if I had the full squad expansion and the 25% squad expansion, it would be like 270k troops, but which would give me a lot more time out onto the battlefield. So I've located the T4s here. There's the T4s. I just did 3k basic attack damage, so I know for sure that's going to be my first target to hit at the earliest notice. I'm going to hit those guys and kill them as soon as I get a chance. But before I do that, I have to make sure that it's safe, you know. I'm going to have to draw everyone away from that person. So the goal here is to just run around. And I didn't show you this, but you see what I'm doing? I'm just one click touching. I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. So to get into the resource node and out right away, this is what you want to do, okay? You want to go into settings. And you want to go into customize settings. And you could turn Battle Fever on or off. It'll reactivate for you after 24 hours. So it's like, you know, that's actually a really good thing. Sometimes you need that to be on, but you could turn that off if you want. But once you have Battle Fever, it lasts for like 15 minutes anyways. So you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, this is it here. Just single tap. Open shortcut menu on the map and single tap. So there's that. And then you want to have focus all turned on. So lock focus on players' squads to quickly issue tap commands. And camp after killing enemy squads, because if you don't camp, you're just going to run back toward your shelter, which is probably not what you want to be doing if you're chasing people down. So camp after killing enemy squads on. And that's it. So the only thing for this to work is your troops actually have to be in view. If your troops aren't in view and you click all, you have to click all or just the troop that you want to control. and then it's just a one-click tap. You just one-click tap everywhere you want to go, as long as it's checked on over here. If you hit all, it will do it for all of your marches, though, so just be careful, okay? That's why generally I only bring marches out that can maintain the speed of Cynthia, and in this case, the only march that I have that can maintain this type of speed and jump in and out of resource nodes this fast is Cynthia. So I'm only using Cynthia for this one. So we're just basically going around here, just trying to stir the pot, so to speak, just trying to piss people off, get people chasing. And right there, I notice allies. As soon as I seen that, I'm like, all right, let's try and get some free licks in here against these higher T5s or T6s. Always better to kill a T6 than it is a T5. And I see a straggler. So he's done. This straggler is not getting away from me. He's probably got about 100k troops there. And those are all mine. So I'm killing this guy and taking pretty much no damage. And the beautiful thing about chasing a squad is they're not dealing you skill damage while you're chasing them. So you can just chase them as long as you want. I'm only taking 237 from this guy, and I'm dealing probably 10 times that much. So we're going to make quick work of this gentleman here, and then we're going to be going back up to middle map again to try and find that T4 that I was telling you about earlier. Because I think they had like 3 or 4 marches of T4s. They could be T5s as well. They're just really bad T5s. That could be it as well. But we're going to go find them. So the nice thing about having this kind of travel speed is you really don't have to worry about T6 troops at all chasing you down. Like all these troops on this battlefield right now from our opponents are pretty much all T6 and high T5 troops. So I'm not at all concerned about getting cornered, about getting chased down, about getting slowed. There's nothing that's going to be happening to me if I don't want to get attacked. I basically don't get attacked. It's that simple. If I want to fight the battle, I fight the battle. And then I get out as soon as humanly possible. So this guy here, as soon as he locks on, I'm out. We're gone. And then I start doing the zombie thing again. We're going to test this out on this person here. We got it at 75%. Now we're going to hit this adute. Boom, 2800. And I stayed a little too long. I'm going to take a big lick here. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not. Cool. So we're on our way again. That Elena is not going to be able to catch Cynthia Calamity on the battlefield ever. So the nice thing about Cynthia too is, like I said, when our squad size is less than 50%, we're going to be running 30% faster. So our squad travel speed is actually going to be 150% once our squad size hits less than 50%. So the bigger initial squad size you do take out, this is actually going to work out even better, because when your squad size is 50%, you might be able to still have like roughly around 200,000 troops in your squad size with 150% travel speed. Is pretty insane. So yeah, we're going right back up toward the 8 now, and we are looking for stragglers. We're looking for people that look like they don't know where they're going or what they're doing. So there's not going to be too many of them. I mean, especially in this map, this is a very difficult map for us because there's a lot of T6 troops on the map. Right there, Mike. That Mike guy is probably like lower T5. I don't even think I noticed him. We're just going to continue up north here and see if we can find any participants that aren't going to swarm us. And I think we found one here with this guy for the moment. So we'll do a quick little number on him and then take off. And what else do we... Okay, yeah. Okay, now I see what this guy's doing over here. And I see this toffee guy running away. So as soon as I see the toffee guy, I'll keep him in the back of my mind. And there's the T4. Wow, would you look at that? Not surprisingly, the slowest march on the battlefield and the weakest. Just dealt like 200k. That guy just dealt like 200k. I just dealt 40k with one skill to that person. And now we're going to go kill this guy over here, this toffee guy. Or try to do some damage to this toffee guy. I got blocked out of the resource node there. That's something to note as well. Don't start a fight around an area where if you need to get out of dodge quick, you need to have access to that resource node. If you don't have access to the resource node, or if they block the resource node off, that could spell disaster for your team, especially if you're getting swarmed and you stay still for even 3 or 4 seconds. That's potentially 5 or 6 skills that you're going to be hit with. And if that's T6s, man, you're probably not going to survive that. So unless you're obviously a T6 yourself, which a lot of people watching this video at this point, if you've gotten this far into the video, you're probably not a T6 player because you probably don't play like this. But if you do, if you are a T6 player that plays like this, it's really not a bad idea. I mean, you're going to see in this video, I think just doing this method, not only is it fun, you know, it's kind of fun to, you know, piss people off, annoy the hell out of people, run around, you know, chunk some people's health and then just run away before they can do anything about it. They do get some hits in on you as well, obviously. I mean, that's just the name of the game. But the name of the game here is survival, right? We're surviving here with just our travel speed alone and nothing else. There's really no defense, no HP on these troops that we're using. So we just hit that guy. He has high T5s. I'll show you guys some of these battle reports after too, just so you guys can kind of see what we're up against here. I see my allies coming toward me, but I'm going to just continue looking for a zombie to attack so I can skill up and hit this Ernesto guy in the face with a nice little skill. I don't think he's quite caught on yet. Maybe he has. Let's see. I think he might have caught on. Is he going to run away or let me hit him with this? Yeah, he caught on. So he's running away from me until this wears off. And now I'm going to run away and let my teammate come to my rescue, which is awesome. Got an ally here, and we're going to double team this guy here, hopefully in a sec. And this is the beauty of riders. I mean, this guy is all out on his own with his slow-ass Rubina and Felix combo. So yes, he's hard hitting, but when he's up against 2 people, now he's going to be getting absolutely annihilated very quickly. Especially by him. I mean, I don't really even got to do anything. So not only is it a good way to get you points, but you're actually helping your team out as well, because you're able to isolate so many marches that otherwise maybe wouldn't have been able to be isolated. While at the same time, you're not just standing there PvPing with people, right? You're like doing fake PvP. You're actually like contributing to the actual battle. You know, you're actually, what you're doing by doing this method is you're confusing your opponents. You're spreading your opponents out from each other so they're not all clumped up into one big group. And that's the whole point of riders. You control the action, not the opponent. So I got my ally with me here now, and we're chasing this guy. We got Ernesto with us here, and it's basically 5v1 now, 5v2. So I think this is where I just give up and I say, well, I got 42k troops left. Okay, never mind. 42k troops is still a good number of troops. Don't just give up and let them just, bash your 40k troops. You could still get a few points with 40k troops. So even here, this, it is what it is. She turned on me. So whatever, I'm going to go refresh. Let's go check. So there you see, just from that, what did that take? 7 or 8 minutes? We went from 63 million points to 65 million points. So that's a whopping 2 million points. Am I counting that correctly? That's a whopping 2 million points in 7 minutes just by running around and basically being annoying. So we'll check here. 81k troops in the hospital. I think that's a very good trade. 40k, 40k. So I would say between 40 to 50k troops to put 1 million points onto your Archipelago raid scoreboard is a pretty good trade when you're in your T5 ranking. So yeah, not too bad at all there.
Not too bad.
Could have been better, but we did get pegged a few times by some higher troops, especially that last hit there, that last skill by Sophie just basically took out our whole troop. So I'm going to go ahead and heal up there. And we're going to go out now and we're going to continue battling the opponents. So the first thing I'm doing when I'm traveling over is I'm looking for a mark. I'm already looking for a mark. So basically what we're looking at right now is we're looking at this spot right here. Remember I told you here we are right here and here's our opponents right here. So I'm right here and that guy is right here. So I'm traveling over here and I can make it over there in just under a minute. Doesn't take that long at all. So let's say my opponent's gone offline or they're looking away from their screen or they're just, maybe they fell asleep or something. They're not paying attention. This is the perfect time to go in and get some maximum damage without getting swarmed by all 5 of his marches that are just standing there. So I'm hightailing it over there as fast as I can because I see an opportunity there. I saw some cars there just kind of chilling, so I'm hoping that there's some weak heroes to go with those cars as well that I can just hit. And I happen to get lucky here when I tap. The first tap that I make happens to be a farmer. So there we are hitting his farmers. And we're going to get a skill off here before he even notices. Or no, I didn't get my skill off. So there we're going to do the skill there. We just did 20k damage just with the one skill. And then we took off. Only losing, I think, 10k troops there. So 10 or 20k troops. To possibly, I think he ended up losing a little bit more than us. But the main point that I'm trying to make is he had 5 squads standing there and just did absolutely nothing for like 5 seconds. So now he's chasing me. He's probably pissed off. So we're going to hit him with a skill. Boom, boom. I might have took a little too much there. I might have overstayed my welcome. I took 25k damage there. I took 25k troops off the battlefield just with that one little interaction there. So the whole thing now is to just continue to try and get those skills in on him and then take off. I've got the node right to my right, so there's no way that he can block me off from that. And then boom, I took a skill in and then boom, I'm instantly off to the races again. And look, already in 3 seconds, I've already created a huge distance from my opponent. I can do whatever I want at this point. I can hit a zombie, I can go back and fight, or I can just continue to run. And here I actually got stuck there for a sec, so that was a little unfortunate. But yeah, so this one we kind of got screwed by those resource nodes. And I've got 10 people chasing me now. One guy's chasing me with cars. So this guy's chasing me with cars. That's kind of weird. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 marches that cannot do anything to catch up to me. And yeah, I'm just running at this point. Basically, I'm just trying to create space and just get an isolated matchup with their fastest march, which is probably going to be riders, or it could potentially be maybe this infantry guy. But even if it is this infantry guy, I can still get a skill off on him without taking all that much basic attack damage. So the whole point is to just not take skill damage from your opponent. Because the moment that you start taking skill damage from your opponent as a weak rider account, you're gonna get clapped. You're not gonna get 2 million points with one march. you're probably going to get more like 200k points with one march, and then have to go do the same amount of healing. And yes, it's taking me much longer, but it would take you much longer to get 2 million points by just pile driving headfirst into 10 people and letting them just hit you and kill you instantly than it does doing this method. Honestly, I've never seen this method fail as long as you've got a good amount of opponents online. There's always going to be those random opponents that are just desperate for points and desperate to kill you. So they'll chase you all the way up and down the battlefield just to get that like 50 or 60k points, right? And it's pretty, it's pretty sad, honestly. If they didn't chase, then this whole strategy would be nullified. So I'm noticing a great spot here. I've got one march and only one march coming from my opponent. I've got a zombie to my right, and I've got a resource node to my left. That's the ideal formation for you to do that. And I had created enough space for my opponent to be able to actually just hit him when my rage got high enough. So there, 1 hit, 2 hit, that was 9k, and we got flanked by 3 people, but we're instantly gone. They didn't even get a single hit in on me, and we're gone. So we just keep doing that over and over again, repeat the process until you have no troops left, and hopefully you'll have yourself 1 million or 2 million points. Now, do this 50 times, dude, over the course of a 4-day event, and you've just got yourself 100 million points. Just by doing this. So, that would only take you like 2 or 3 hours if you kept at it. This is brilliant. I've seen other people do it before. I didn't think it was this effective, but I just got my Cynthia's speed to where it needs to be able to do something like this. There's the ally comes in and hits me by accident. The ally doesn't realize that I'm actually the ally, so he goes ahead and realizes that. And now we're going to come back and help him. They're not even paying attention to our ally at this point. They're just pissed off at me. So my ally's already killed. They already put 150k troops on into his hospital. And this first march is done and dealt with, taken care of. So just by this method, I just got our ally probably over like, I would say probably like 500k points just off that one little interaction there. And now he's about to take out this Eileen. Now, right here is where I'm going to pause. Okay, let's back it up here just a moment. So right here, I notice my ally is battling 2 opponents, okay? He's battling a Duke and he's battling an Eileen. I'm looking right at their rage bars, and as soon as my rage bar gets to full, I'm gonna back off this zombie. And as soon as their rage bar empties, I'm going to hit Eileen. I'm not going to hit a Duke because a Duke has insane defense compared to Eileen. So the mistake that I see a lot of people making is normally what they would do in this situation is they would just stand there and attack with their ally. In this case, my ally clearly has T6 troops. My ally has much stronger troops than I do, so he can withstand a lot more damage and reduce a lot more damage than I can. If I was to stand in here and deal with these people the same way that this ally is dealing with these people, I would get hit off instantly. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm going to hit this zombie, get my rage bar to pretty much max, and I'm going to wait till their rage bar empties, and then I'm going to hit Eileen and then run away. So that is the plan here. So do it quickly. So there, her rage bar is emptied. I'm going to hit her with the skill. There, just did some damage, and then boom, I'm out, just making sure that they're not focusing on me. And let's go and do the same thing over again here. And my ally has very strong T6 riders. He's just taken out 2 of their marches. I think my opponent might have T5s, just judging by the damage that my ally is taking, only 500 per basic attack, and our opponent is taking what looks to be 3k from per basic attack. So I'm just going to go ahead here and just, my opponent doesn't seem to care at all about me now. So I'm just going to go ahead here and just finish off this Adute. I'm not worried about this Adute turning on me and killing me with the skill. And I thank my ally for coming in doing that for me. And boom, we're off to the races again. We've got 62k troops in left here. And we had 60, what is it, 60, so we've gained 1,000,000 points. And we still have 60k troops left. So all in all, we've already gained 3 million points in less than an hour with weak ass riders just by doing this and barely using any resource. Like, this is minimum. This is using the minimum amount of resources possible to do this. So this strategy will save you a lot of time. It'll save you a lot of frustration, and it will keep you busy. You know, it'll keep you entertained. It'll keep your opponents pissed off, and that's the best thing to do in a PvP environment, is to frustrate your opponents. Because once your opponents are frustrated, then they just start doing stupid shit. You know, that's where you start to see opponents getting isolated and finding themselves in a 1v2 situation or a 1v3 situation like you just saw a few moments ago. I get caught up here. I'm a little cornered, so I just decide to burst through what looks to be just one march and then just take off again. So you can zig and zag. You know, that's the beautiful thing about resource nodes. You can zig and zag all you want. Come back, fight. As soon as they start running away again, you want to come back and start baiting them again. And there's somebody who always wants to come back. So even if you see them marching away, they're always going to come back. That's just how it is. There's always going to somebody who's going to be hungry to finish you off. So let's go here and check this guy here. He's got a Sophie, which we're doing basically no damage to. So I'm off again. I'm out skis, not dealing with that. Instead, what I'm going to do is just keep baiting. And it looks like Ernesto is back out again. I think I might have... No, this might be a different Ernesto. I could have swore that I've seen this guy before, but he's out to try and chase me down. And he gives up right away because he knows that he's not going to be able to do it. So I have to go back. I have to bait again. This is the most annoying part, honestly. Like, when you're down low on troops like this, and then everybody starts chasing and running away, chasing and running away. You want to make sure you're hitting those resource nodes and exiting the resource node right away in order to give yourself the maximum benefit. If you just sit in the resource node, you're not doing yourself any favors, which is why we use the one-tap method. It won't work without the one-tap method. You'll just end up getting caught up in the resource node. So we're going to turn on this guy here, see if we can get any skills off. 1, 2, and I think I might have got a skill taken there. I'm not sure. I only have 15k troops left. I'm just going to give it. It's not that many troops. Let's just give it up. Or not. I was being really feisty, and then I'm not even going to give him 8k troops. Yeah, we're just going to start attacking this guy. So we're attacking this guy. And there, we're done. So 60, so we got another, just off that tiny little chunk of troops we had there, we still got 300k points, which isn't too bad, honestly. For only having 40k troops, I think there, we got 300k points. And only 50k in the hospital that time. That's not too bad at all, considering we were being chased around by like 15 to 20 marches at any given time. So that'll only take me roughly around 5 minutes to heal. Oh, what's looking like something going down here? Can I do this in real time? Maybe I'll do this in real time. Hold the fuck on, dude. What do they got going on over there? I got 200k troops, so that's really all I had. I got the speed buff already because I was smart enough to go over and get that. And now let's go pissing people off, man. This guy's running away. See, you can't be out here with this Adut Miyamoto, bro. You gotta go, dude. You gotta get off the battlefield, bro. You can't do what I'm about to do. Comes Dahlia. So Dahlia is high T6s. Like, this is a whale. This is a whale coming at me right now. It's not going to be able to catch me. But we're just going to play around here for a bit and see if we can... No, sir. Not today. You forgot to pick up that 8% speed buff, didn't you? This is going to be a tough one, honestly, because I don't see a whole lot of allies out on the battlefield right now. Oh, that battle fever thing pissed me off. That wasn't supposed to happen, but now we got battle fever on, so that's fine. They're doing the same thing again, dude. What are these guys doing? Where are they going? Let's march with them. Let's figure out where these guys are going. Oh, this guy wants to hit me with a skill. They've told their whole alliance what I'm doing. And now they're trying to do the same thing to me. The only difference is I'm not going to sit there and let them do it. It happens, but I'm not going to let them do it. Okay, so is that an ally? That looks to be an ally. That guy just tried hitting me. How rude. I wonder is it chainsaw zombies? Because if it's chainsaw zombies, I might be shit out of luck here. Oh, what do we got here? What do we got here, boys? Struck gold on this guy here. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Just let me get a skill. Nice. Not sure what that guy's doing. Might be able to get him one more. One more time before he goes in. Actually, I can follow him right in too, so... They haven't actually taken this checkpoint yet. Yeah, this guy's dead. And nobody's helping him, so imagine that. Alright. Let's hightail it out of here. See you later. It was nice knowing you. Just came to say hi. Off to the races again. I think they're going all up north, so let's go and travel up north. Look at already how far I've gotten ahead of this person. That person's got to be T5s, because they did, like, no damage to me, dude. Okay, what do we got here? FMLT? That's gotta be an enemy. Oh yeah, baby. See, just a single march there. I already knew right there on that we were gonna have a little bit of fun with this guy. They don't even... Oh. Okay, I'm... Alright. I ate a little more than I could chew there. I wanted to see if they would even notice me in there. How many points did I get from that? We got a million points. So I mean, that would have been absolutely hilarious, bro. If they had just let me go in there and just attack that guy, that would have been funny. But yeah, let me just heal up here, and I'm gonna go back out. All right, I'm back. So we got 68 million. Let's take a look now at what we've got. Okay, so just in this one video, we've went from 64, let's just say 64 million points to 68.5 million points. So 4.5 million points just in this one video. Like, it's so free, dude. All you need to do is know how to build a good little Catherine Calamity March, and you could have this type of an account as well. So, okay, my whole alliance, yeah, it must be Chainsaw Zombies or something, bro. So, honestly, bro, I'm not even going to worry about Chainsaw Zombies. Like, this is the Chainsaw Zombie score count right now. $314 to 260. Oh, yeah, we got 67. So, like, we're not even in the running, dude. We're not even in the running. So, I'm going to go. I don't give a sweet shit about the Chainsaw Zombies right now. I'm going to kill some. I'm going to get some real points, man. I'm trying to get that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get that Carnage there with 1.5 billion points. I'm trying to get that 28th place in the event. I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get those last two rewards here. And I'm really close to this 80 million. So, I think as long as we don't take skills, we're going to be okay. That would have been so funny, though, if I had just been able to sneak in that big circle there without anybody realizing. Let's see. Do we have any stragglers? There's a bunch of people over here. Let's go over here. Yeah, let's go over here. Let's catch people coming back. Marching back and forth. There's a guy right here. Hit this one right here. Oh my god, that guy's fast. This guy put all of his frickin' speed mods on. Look at how fast this guy's going, dude. If that guy was to chase me, that guy would certainly catch me. Holy frig. Alright, now that we've baited. Now that we've baited a little bit. We're gonna hit one of you guys. So one of you guys is getting hit. How about this guy right here? Oh yeah. And dip. Here, let's hit this monster. We'll keep our rage going here. Oh, missed timing there. That was bad timing. Oh, look at this. A lot of them are weak too. So, yeah, it's a great time to hit them during Chainsaw because they're all going to be weak. Here, let's hit this guy here. Really pissed these guys off. Uh-oh. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt a little bit. I mean, I don't know. This could help. I don't know. Here comes that's the fast rider guy I was telling you about. We're still faster than him. by the looks of it. Just by a bit. This guy's really coming after me. Here's a good one to hit. So funny. Oh, that guy's fast. That guy's fast. Well, they are certainly getting at the very, if nothing else, there's about 50 marches now that are not killing chainsaw zombies. So that's good. The bad news is, here, I'll show you guys the bad news. They've got about 200 marches out in the battlefield. Oh, what do we got here? It's all about creating space, man. I just created about 10 seconds of space just with those 5 nodes. And I can guarantee you this guy here is not paying attention. Hopefully they just have farmers. Yep. This guy's getting clapped. Maybe not dead, but he's certainly getting nailed. Just took about half of his march out. Let's see. This guy's protecting here. He's not even... I can guarantee you this guy's not even looking, dude. What we're going to have to do here, we're going to have to hit a zombie. Okay, he is looking. We just got a really good hit in on that one guy, though. We killed about half of his march in 5 seconds. And then boom, we're gone. We're off to the races again. Let's try and see here what we can find. None of these guys can catch me, dude. This is their fastest rider account. He doesn't even come close to me, dude. You just got to get good at doing the nodes. At first, it's a little tricky. But if you have a PC, it's a lot easier. And we're back on this guy again. Hello? Yeah, see the damage glitch? It doesn't pop up always. You just got to click off and click on again. Oh, we might take a skill here. We might take a skill. That's going to hurt. And then the nice thing about Catherine, too, see that little bump? After you take a hit on a skill, they like get bumped off you, which is really nice. Oh. Huh. I don't know. It's someone in there or something. I don't know. You've got another one out there. I mean, sorry, your Bella's not fast enough, dude. Sorry, got to use a different hero. Should have watched this video. Well, you should watch this video. I know it's not out yet, but now that it's out, you should watch it. I'm just dunking on these people right now, man. I still got 91,000 in my March. These guys are funny, man. This guy has been chasing me for the last hour. What do we got here? Oh, no, no, no. I want to see if I can get back over to that weak-ass march. Don't jump in those 7 ones. Those ones you might end up picking up cement. If you pick up cement, dude, it's all over. So definitely don't want to be doing too much of those ones, but yeah. Yeah. So we're distracting like probably about 100 people right now. We're headed right back this way. And hopefully get a little bit of damage. Okay, that's not actually a terrible trade. I'm going to take that for now. And out. Out we go. Like if you have a stronger hero, you could sometimes just take one-on-ones as well. But they're not giving me a whole lot of one-on-ones right now. I don't know where these guys are going. Oh, they're going to kill. Oh, they're going to kill our guys now. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna dip out of there because honestly, it's not really. It's just all just people chasing me. Like too many people focusing on me right now. So I'm gonna head over here and see if I can find any action over here. This one looks like a good target right here. Let's see. Maybe hit this guy. Let's just jump right in here. Look at that. They all start running away. Oh. So we have the point total that we started this with, right? Come on, what is my allies doing, man? There's guys right here attacking you and you guys aren't even paying attention to them. This is our Legion, dude. This is our Legion that we're playing with. I'm embarrassed of this Legion in all honesty, bro. Like just pathetic, dude. Jade is pathetic in this Archipelago raid, just horrible. The only alliance that has actually been doing something is our alliance. Every other alliance is just getting carried. Dead weight, man. Complete dead weight. Complete dead weight, dude. Not doing a thing. And dead. Next. So for about an energy refill, you saw it took about what, 1 energy refill? We just got ourselves hella points. For 1 energy refill, not too bad, man. I could kill 10 zombies with that energy refill and get nothing, or use it and do all this. I think the answer is pretty clear what you do at that point, right? And the nice thing about this Cynthia too is she does chase well. She chases very well, so you actually need to chase down an enemy. And we're dead. There we go. All right, so you had 68.5 million before that little, and now 69. So we just gained another 1,000,000 points just from doing that. So just from the start of this video, we already gained 6 million points just by spending a little bit of resources. 48K in the hospital from that one. So that one was pretty good. That one was pretty good, dude. Anyways, if I haven't convinced you now, guys, that Riders is the best and easiest way to, as a low spend free-to-play player, because honestly, dude, like, check this out. all I had to do to get this going is just awaken one decent damage hero. If you're gonna do this strategy, I would probably recommend getting Daryl, honestly, because Daryl's like good with crowds as well as rallies. Daryl's just solid. So yeah, Daryl is good in the field. He's good at pretty much everywhere. And he adds, travel speed, skill damage, damage reduction. He's got everything you want from a damaging hero in this sense of the word. And then Felix as well. Felix is a great hero for this type of a thing as your assistant because he does insane damage reduction. So counter damage reduction of 44% with his second skill. 44% counter damage reduction and an extra 18% travel speed. Basic attacks grant rage, so your rage bar is going to fill up really quickly with Felix, and you're going to take less damage. He's also good for garrisons, rallies. He's just really good, really good. So yeah, those are the two that I would build, and then maybe the third. The third would probably be Elena, but for this specific reason, I like Bella, and people are going to hate me for this. A lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I think Bella's good. She's not amazing by any stretch of the word, but if you already have her built out, like, don't go and just to do this, don't go ahead and like feel like you have to build out a Daryl or you have to build out a Felix just to do this, right? Like, Bella will work just fine for this, as you saw. She deals more than enough damage, and I think that with that extra travel speed, when not in battle, just gives you that extra oomph to be able to just create that distance that you want when you're being chased, as well as that extra 24% damage to squads with shield effects. I think is going to be coming into play a lot more, especially with a lot of these newer heroes coming in and having a lot of shield effects, like Bodala, like was it Claude LeBlanc? I think Claude LeBlanc has shields. Boyd Warden, another shield guy. Riven. A lot of these people are going to have shields. So, and I'm sure they'll make more heroes with shields as time goes on, but I can't think right now. I don't know who else has shield effects, but if they do have shield effects, they're going to be taking 24% more damage. So let's go ahead and take a peek at some of these battle reports here. There was one in particular that I really am interested to see. This is the one right here. Simba. Simba, sir, what are you doing with your T4s with no gear out on the battlefield at a time like this? 85k heavily wounded just off that 1 5-second interaction. That's where we made our money, right there on that one interaction, that one little 5-second interaction, and everything else beyond that point was just bonus. So that's it, guys. That's all you got to do. Just stay out there, stay vigilant. The whole reason I made this video is just for people out there that you have Rider accounts, or maybe you're wondering, what's the best way for me to get into the game. I have a Rider account. I feel like I'm not getting points. I feel like I'm not able to get points. Well, this is why you're not getting points, dude, because you just didn't build your account properly. So you don't need to be the strongest person in the world to get points. In Elite Warzone, dude, I'm in G17 scoring. I'm just dunking on these people, bro. Like, I know I'm not scoring billions of points, but bro, look at my gear. It's shit. It's dog shit. And I'm still doing what I'm doing. So imagine with better gear what you could do with this strategy. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. I'm out for now. Hope y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. And until next time, like and subscribe. Thank you to all the people that have already done so. And my name's Andrew. This is Black Dragon Studios with the long-winded outro. And I'm out. Peace.